everybody. Snuck back right in time. It is Colin and Jose. The two halves of what makes up one great talking ball. How are you doing today, Jose?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. End of the working day for me, so yeah, it's always good.
Come on,
Always
get in.
good.
Yeah, absolutely. My day's starting as your day's ending. I like that though. It gives a nice. I see what I've got to look forward to at the end of the day with how happy and jovial you are. I'm like that's going to be me in 9 hours.
I wouldn't say I'm happy and jovial, but yeah.
You're a pretty happy guy. And with the football Tottenham's playing, I'm a pretty happy guy. We've got tons of people in the house though, Jose.
Okay. Ellie has just said hello on here. So she's on this channel, not on the other one. So, Ellie, are you about? Because if you are, do you want to come on? And the reason why I say it is because she went to the game, didn't she?
Yes, we still haven't got a chance to talk to you since the match. Ellie, if you would like to join, please let us know, and we will get you the link. But, yeah, we've got the rest of the family is here. Tequila 316. Tequila says big up to Dermo, but we think that might have been a mistake. Then it says big up Eltel. Adrian's in the house on both channels. Adrian, what a lad, what a good guy. We've got a big show for you guys today. One thing I know that everybody loves is guests, so we've definitely got a guest or two coming up. So football's as soon as I get started. Hold on one second. Hello. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Of course, man. Yeah, I'll get you on. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we've got a guest, everybody. It's Josh. It's Josh. I'm speaking first.
How you doing?
Doing good, man. It's been a while since somebody called in, so I had to, thanks for calling in and letting us know you were there. We were just starting to talk about the football. We were going through some comments, but yeah, Josh, how are you, my man? You doing okay?
I'm doing all right. I'm interested to know where I stand there in the prediction league. I was pretty accurate with some of them, to be fair.
We'll re-go through that. There's actually probably going to be people today that weren't here yesterday to see the reveal, so we absolutely can show that again. But yeah, we were just talking about how the mood's pretty good, football's pretty good, even though things around Spurs, the club, and and injuries and all that's kind of not good. The football's good, and for me, that's so much of a I think I can take the bad that's coming with these injuries kind of in stride. Whereas, you know what I mean, had the I don't know.
What are you saying, Carl? You've gone
really quiet.
You've gone from there down to there.
Okay.
Unplug your XLR and plug it back in again, mate, because it sounds like there's a connection error.
Try talking there. I can't hear the crackling now. The crackling's gone. The crackling's back.
Okay, 1 second.
I think it's an input loose wire or something. He's going to move over to his headset cam. Mike. No, can't hear you, bud. Can't hear.
And we move. Okay.
There we go. Now we can hear you.
And we move. All right. There's minor hiccups like that. You're doing a live show. You're on the fly. You never know what's going to happen. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is my work headset. My cat knocked this mic onto the floor yesterday, and I had a really bad feeling that it broke, and I think it might be toast. But anyway, yeah, the football is good. The football is good. It's fun to watch, and that's what we were hoping to get Ellie on. Ellie was at the match. We were hoping she could give us some insight. But yeah, I mean, Josh, did you think that the fans seem to be like not getting overly worked up over these past couple losses? Do you think that's because the football's better?
I think we're playing more entertaining football, but obviously we want results out of these games. And I think if we're not going to start getting a reaction out of some of the fans now, I think over the next 7 games there will start to be a reaction, because let's not forget, most of our players are ruled out. All the injuries that we've got, they're supposed to be ruled out until the beginning of January, which is 7 games away. However, how often, like I said to you in the group chat, how often do players come back when they're fully fit? Like Bentancur for me, although he's out for 10 weeks, he's out for the rest of the season. Like he's not going to come back. He's not going to start again in this squad this season. Is Maddison going to come back and start straight away? We don't know. We don't know.
Probably, right? He has to. I don't know.
I think he has to, but whether he does or not, it's a completely different story.
Yeah. No, I get you. 100%. It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, Jose, would you agree that if we were playing Conte ball and we had a couple losses on the trot, that the fans would be much more up in arms than they are now?
Yeah, the football's totally different. I mean, I think the football dictates the mood of the fans, and when you can see people are trying and you can see where we're trying to go with our football, people will stand behind it. I would like to think that people will stand behind it and follow the team through. If you're then playing negative football and you're playing football that you can't see no light at the end of the tunnel from, then people lose faith. I think people still have faith. People understand that it's a process that we're going through, and people do understand more so now where we are with all the injuries we've got because of what we've done in the first 10 games of the season. And like I said on yesterday's show, to me, I thought it was the most complete performance that we've had all season for the first 70 minutes. I said after the last from the 70th minute onwards, I thought we got really leggy, and the subs that came on didn't push us that level back up. We still felt leggy with the subs coming on as well. But you can see green shoots in our play and stuff like that. And to play four fullbacks, 4 wingers, 3 midfielders that have never played with each other all season, haven't kicked the ball in with each other. I just thought to myself, looking at everything, even if it's a loss, looking at all. I mean, at the end of the day, we lost it because, and this is what I've been hearing Mia say everywhere, we couldn't finish our dinner. And that's the reason why we lost the game, because we couldn't finish our dinner.
How are there so many different accents in such a small geographical area? It's really cool. It's really cool. But
it's only because we can't do the American accents, because if we could do them, there's so many different American accents as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's like
we're bigger, but it's a huge place.
It's like in England, mate. Every half hour, the accent changes.
It's crazy. It's really cool. I love it. But yeah, I agree. If we had been the least bit clinical, that game would have been ours. But yeah, the football's looking good. I know there are though some people that aren't behind Ange, and
those people need to pipe down. Those people need to pipe down. These people that are already saying Ange Postecoglou out of this club, they need to shut up.
Out of his depth, blah blah blah. That's when I hear
he's
a lot.
Not out of his depth. He's had the best start from any manager we've had in the past. However, so
exactly.
Long.
He's been swimming uphill forever. You know what I mean? Like he's everywhere he's been clearly too good for. So he's just continues to make the steps up. And I think
what matters, I think matters the most is whether or not he gets backed in January and again in the summer. Now we can all sit here and hope and dream that he's going to get backed, because we need 5 players through the door in January, like bare minimum 5 players through the door in January. That being 2 centre backs. We need a new right back, a new left back, but they're not a priority. We need another left winger, because I don't think Brennan Johnson cuts the mustard at the moment. And then we need a backup. We need a backup. Listen. I'm not saying he's not cut out at all. At the moment, where he's new into the squad, it's not a role that he's familiar with. He needs time to develop and grow. He's still a very, very, very young player.
Yeah, for sure. And
then we need another goalkeeper as well, because if anything, God forbid, was to happen to Vicario, can we really rely on Fraser Forster?
Please God, no. Please God, no. Play Hugo Lloris over him. Please God. Anyways, yeah, you're right. There are some holes, and that was going to be a section we were going to have, and we still will. But we've got Dan E in the house. Daniel E. Danny and Daniel E are 2 different people that both comment on similar things. But Daniel E is in the house. Big up, Daniel. First of all, good to have you here, buddy. He says, to be honest, we're being patient because we know the squad is screwed. But any other time with a full squad, if we were looking at 6 losses in a row, which might happen to us, yeah, the fans would be. I get it that some of the patience has to be because the squad's decimated. And I think
it's the next comment he's just made that's got me a little rifled up.
You just need to stop laughing, living in this world where you think any manager is above criticism. That's just
right.
Fine.
So no
glad.
one has said that Ange Postecoglou or any manager for that matter that we've had is immune to criticism. Okay, but what we have to understand is Ange Postecoglou has been dealt a shit hand, and he's playing with the cards that he's been dealt with. Okay, we have got an injury crisis. We have 11 players out at the moment. Right, one comes back after Man City. That's 10 players, and then in January we lose Son, Sarr, and Basuma, 2 to the African Cup of Nations and 1 to the Asian Cup. That's
And the Asian Cup is a competition that Son's probably going to take his team pretty far into.
100%.
Yeah, so
that's 13 players. 13 players we could potentially be losing for the whole of January. Right? We are struggling. Yeah, we have to be patient with Ange, but at the same time, he's not immune to criticism. At the moment, what we're seeing is Ange try different things to try and find a system that will work should the situation arise where we have this injury crisis or there are players out or we have suspensions. Ultimately, what matters now is we need depth and we need quality in depth as well. None of this Eric Dyer and Ben Davis at centre-back bullshit. Yeah, that is a 10-year-old partnership that is stale. It is stale as stale bread. Worse than that. Right? We need to freshen things up. We need some youth. We need some younger, more experienced. Well, I'll say younger, more experienced players. Although it sounds like a double-edged sword, it does make sense because there are young players that are experienced with first-team football that should be brought into this squad. We can sit and we can sit here and preach that we need to bring Jamie Donnelly in, we need to bring Alfie Dorrington in. That's all well and good, right? People are only piping this up now. People are only bringing up the youth prospects now because of a statement that Daniel Levy put out when Ange Postecoglou was announced, saying that Ange was renowned for bringing through youth products. Because that's what Daniel Levy's told him. Yeah, if you're believing that, then you'll believe that we're going to spend money in the windows. We're not. We're not going to spend as much money as we should.
I don't know. I think saying that everyone else always refers to like those 2 articles where the guy was like, yeah, Spurs don't have any money to spend in January, but we literally there actually quite literally has to be money there to spend. And why would we tell anybody that we're going to spend it? It just seems like a silly thing to like put out into the.
We're one of the only clubs running above board at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So there's money. I don't want to listen to anybody who just says there's not money there. Is it Spurs are reluctant to spend money or Spurs won't spend it? I would believe that. But the things I've seen literally say that we don't have money to spend in January. And I'm just like, that's absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Tequila, though, is in 2 chats trying to follow everyone. Tequila, you're a soldier. We appreciate you. We really appreciate you. And so Tequila, you're typing. Nice.
Right, so can I just go back to Daniel Lee? He said here that Newcastle have got 11 players out as well. Right, can I say I don't support Newcastle, don't follow Newcastle. This is Tottenham that I follow. However, from the people I do know that are Newcastle fans and from the Newcastle I can see on Twitter and stuff like that, there ain't people calling for Eddie Howe's head because he's got 11 players out injured because they all understand what Eddie Howe's doing. So why should we be no different? That's what I say to you.
And again, how is anyone defending playing 4 fullbacks? No one's defending it. No one is defending it. This is the first time Ange Postecoglou in his Tottenham tenure has come under the situation where we have 2 centre-backs out. Van der Ven's out, Romero suspended. Right? What do you want? What do you
Dyer's
want?
Slower than shit. Right, exactly. And
no, I would rather play Emerson Royal because at least you know there is a chance you're going to get a good game out of Emerson Royal.
And also Daniel, I think that would be crazy to do against City, and I don't think we will. I think we're a lot more likely to see, and it's going to piss everybody off, but we're a lot more likely to see Eric Dyer for his, and I'm air quotes for everyone who's not looking, experience. And for his, his leadership stuff, I think we'll see him play versus City. And I think he'll be tasked with Holland, which is fucking frightening. But I think that's the reality of it.
Chaps, I'm going to pose this back to you both, right? Is Haaland more dangerous in the air or on the floor?
Ooh.
I mean, he's 6 foot fucking. He's 6'5".
Yeah, but Josh, how quick is he over the floor?
Yeah,
I mean, I've
true.
said this
And he's
before.
strong. He's
The thing
strong
is,
and
I've
fast.
said
So
this. I've said this on. I think I said this here. Haaland isn't the complete footballer. Yeah, he's prolific. He can score goals on the head and on from the floor. But is he really the all round? Is he the complete footballer? No, he's not. Absolutely not. He doesn't drop back and go forward. If we get players to mark him, if we get 2 players to mark him the whole game and make his life a living hell, I reckon we could get something out of City. I'm not saying we will, but we could get a point out of them easily.
Right, but the reason why I'm saying it, sorry, Colin, the reason why I'm saying it is everyone's saying bringing Dyer back for the height. Well, no disrespect to Dyer, but when do you ever fucking see Dyer jump up for a header 1 and 2 win the header? Right? So people are saying, and that's why I'm asking the question, is he more dangerous in the air or on the ground? Because I think Haaland on the floor, his fucking pace is electric. So I'd be more worried about him on the floor than what I would be about the air. So for me, I wouldn't be looking at bringing Dyer back in for the aerial duels because I'm more worried about how quick he is along the floor. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. So I don't know what you guys think, but my opinion is I'm more wary about him on the deck and his speed on the deck than what I am about his headering.
It's a real shame about Ashley Phillips because you imagine throwing a player in for their first match and saying like, all right, like Erling Haaland, you know him, you got him, mark him this match. And I think a player would either crumble or thrive under that, obviously, and it would be really cool to see what he did. It would be really cool to throw him in because I mean he's pretty pacey and pretty big individual, so he would kind of cover both fronts. But that's never going to happen. He's injured. It's not really worth talking about. Yeah, I don't know. So who would you? So Jose, I agree that he might be better along the floor. Like I was saying, he can just run with the ball and he's so strong.
It's when they put the through balls into him and then he's on the shoulder of the last defender and he's got them first 3 or 4 yards because of his height or whatever it is. He seems to have pace to burn and he can get beyond players like that at a click of a finger.
I think this is not what you're asking, but Vicario is going to have to do a hell of a lot of sweeping in this match. I feel like because
we can't play that high line, mate. If we play the high line, we're fucked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Haaland isn't exactly known for having a super great ball control, and he takes touches that are like as big as a car sometimes. And so that might be one way that we can I don't want to say nullify him, but you know what I mean. I expect Vicario to make a lot of those sweeping. Those sweeping.
If we look at the injuries we've got, and then look at the alternatives that we have, there isn't really much other option. Okay, Alfie Whiteman is out with an ankle injury. Phillips is out with an ankle injury. Romero suspended until after City. Van der Ven's out with a hamstring problem. Sarr is out. No, there's no reason for Sarr being out, but he's out. We suspect him to be injured. Madison's got an ankle injury. Bentancur's out for 10 weeks with an ankle injury. Sessegnon's got a thigh injury. Solomon's got a knee injury. Richarlison had a groin surgery and will be out for at least another couple of weeks. And Perisic is most likely never to play for Spurs again. What?
Yeah.
Let's look at the defence we've got. Romero and Van der Ven, our 2 main centre-backs. Our backups are Eric Dyer and Ben Davies. Now you can stop Ben Davies in there because sometimes he does have worldies and he does play well. But Eric fucking Dyer, we have no alternative. What we're gonna bring in an unexperienced youth product in Alfie Dorrington and expect him to play worldies? Come on. I mean,
here's what I got to say to that.
Get him off my screen.
So yeah, it's a tough prospect. I see Daniel. I got you coming up here. We're not happy about it. I don't know how else to say it. It's just what it is. Sometimes shit just kind of is what it is. But yeah, definitely not happy about it. And obviously in January we got to do some stuff.
I think we'll turn it back down to Danny because Danny says I don't care if he keeps playing fullbacks instead of actual defenders. Then we're literally not going to win any matches, right? So in that case, Danny, right, what are you more scared of with Haaland or with all Manchester City's players defensively to set up? Are you more going to set up for aerial bombardments or for on the floor football? Because that's what we should be looking at, and then you play a team that's best tailored to meet the needs to nullify what Man City are going to throw at us. So. What do you think, Dan? Do you think we should be wary of them in the air, Man City, or do we need to be wary of them on the deck? Because that's how you pick your side. You pick your side to nullify the strengths of your opponent. So what are we nullifying? Are we nullifying the aerial bombardment, or are we trying to nullify the quickness and the speed of thought on foot rather than in the air? Because that's how we're going to select our defence. So what was your who would you pick, Dan? Knowing how Man City play, and we've got a fair idea that Haaland will be playing. Then they've got whoever they play in midfield, whether it's Jeremy Doku, who's quite slow as well, and whether they play Jack Grealish or whether they play Phil Foden. You know, all these players that they're going to play. Do we play aerial height against these players, or are we playing people that are quick enough, speed of thought on the foot? So tell us what you think, Dan, because obviously we're trying to defend. We're saying where we're coming from, and you're saying, yeah, but if we keep playing fullbacks, the natural central defenders, we're going to lose matches. Well, tell me how you'd set up.
And who I guess you would like to see there?
How would you
Dyer
set
and Dorrington.
Yeah, what's your setup?
Yeah, just and all love, Daniel. Seriously, no disrespect at all in any of this. Just curiosity, of course. We got Brian McGuire in the house, everybody. Big up, B. Rye. Brian, good to have you here, mate. Then we've got Bobby K. I don't know. He's one of the best Canadians in the world. I know like 4, and he's like at least like top 3. So we got Bobby K. Says big up, and he's liked and subscribed on both channels. What a good dude. Daniel Lee says Haaland is going to play off on the shoulder of those fullbacks playing out of position. Seriously, is this real?
And there's nothing that we can do about it. We have no other options.
Dude.
If we play Eric Dyer
and Dorrington, that's
Davies,
like Eric Dyer and Dorrington is like without
Colin,
having fullbacks in there. That's the only way to do it. Right?
Regardless of whether you play Ben Davies, Eric Dyer,
I'm agreeing with you.
Emerson Royal, or any other player in that position,
we're
because
fucked.
of the injury crisis we've got right now, where we don't have our 2 main centre backs, we are fucked either way.
Either way,
if we play that high line, we are done for.
Yeah. I'm as I said, I'd rather Dan to give us his opinion.
Yeah, and
who he thinks. I mean, Daniel, I'll put it another way. If Haaland plays on the shoulder of Ben Davies and Emerson Royal, have we got more chances with him playing on their shoulders than we have putting Eric Dyer in there? Because Eric Dyer has 0 pace. He's got the turning circles of an oil tanker and has 0 pace. So playing the way that Postecoglou wants to play, does Eric Dyer then? Do you feel that Eric Dyer should be playing this match? Does he meet the needs that we require, Daniel? And if your opinion is he does, then tell us that's your opinion.
We got his opinion, and we're all on the same page, just like I thought. We're all on the same page.
Either way. I was going to say, Daniel, we've got the 4 players that played against Aston Villa, right? Or we've got Eric Dyer. So basically, at the moment, unless things have changed, we've got 5 players to choose from, because it doesn't look like Dorrington is going to get a look in at all. It looks like Dorrington's just a bench warmer at the moment, unless I'm surprised this weekend. It looks like Dorrington's a bench warmer, so he's got to pick 4. So out of 5 players, he's got to fit 4 in there. What 4 is he going to fit? And regardless whether we play with them 2 or the other one, your comment is more apt there, where you just put down that you agree that either way we are.
Yep, 100%. 100% we are. It's going to have to be, if we win this match, it'll be a case of outscoring them, really, rather than our defending being spectacular. In my opinion, obviously anything can happen on a day. A player can have the best match of their entire life. Everybody has a good one. They're Premier League footballers. So I mean, I'm just saying it's possible theoretically. But yeah, Bobby K says he would play. So it says Dyer and Royale over Davies and Royale. Royale and Davies can't head the ball out. Can Dyer either though? Is what I would pose back to you, Bobby. Can Dyer either?
I've never seen Dyer challenge one challenge for an aerial ball, and 2, I don't recall him when I last seen him win a header, if he did challenge for a ball.
Guys, I've been wondering what to do with this image. I think I'm going to use it whenever we're like going and someone's been talking for too long.
Halloween's gone.
That's funny. That's a good one. But it's tough. It's really tough. And I guess that sort of brings us to what I want to talk about a little bit of January transfer needs, like needs in January. And I had made this. I found it while I was looking through some stuff today, and I made it a while ago, and I don't even. So do you guys? These were three center backs we had been like kind of rumored to have been looking at over the summer that I thought that maybe we could revisit, but I literally we've got what, and so I literally don't know who these three dudes are now because I don't follow these teams, but I made it for that day.
Lloyd Kelly
from Bournemouth.
God, the guy in the middle is the boy they bought from Norwich.
That'll come to me.
At the moment. His name is escaping at the moment, and the other boy from
Tosin
Adebayo.
Yeah. Okay.
The one in the middle from Everton, his name escapes me now, but I like him. I think he's a good player.
Let me look up Everton center backs. But yeah, I mean, Josh, do you know these boys?
No, simply put, I don't know enough about them.
You've got Lloyd Kelly, Tosin Adebayo, whatever, from Fulham, and the boy from Everton is the one that came from Norwich, who's an England under-21, former England under-21.
Right, so I mean, Lloyd Kelly and the guy from Everton, I know nothing about, but Tosin we've been linked with since the summer.
Right. Yeah.
Do you not think there's a recurring theme here?
What's
that? We link with players for so long that the ship sails.
Godfrey, that's it. Godfrey.
Oh God, Ben Godfrey. Yeah.
Ben Godfrey. Thanks, Brian. Cheers, mate. Brian Maguire.
Brian.
Ben Godfrey. I like because you brought these up before. We did these in the Keep and West Ham before.
Yeah, we did.
Personally, out of the three, I like Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey for me can play right, left, and centre half if need be. Lloyd Kelly can play centre half or left back, and Tosin is an out and out centre half, isn't he?
He is, yeah. So with that in mind, I mean, as long as Godfrey is predominantly a center back, and that's like his main thing, you know what I mean? I don't want like an Eric Dyer situation where a player can play like 4 positions, but none of them like very well. But it doesn't sound like I don't think you would like Godfrey if that weren't the case. I trust your judgment on things. So, I mean,
Ben Godfrey, I don't know what's happened to him at Everton, but Ben Godfrey's a good player. I don't know whether he's fallen out. I don't know whether it's injury. I don't know what it is. But Ben Godfrey is a good player for me. Sorry, Tequila. Yeah, I've just seen. If you notice in the chat earlier on my channel, you put down big up Dermo, and then you put out big up Hotel. So I had to say to you, who's Dermo? Because I thought to myself, yes, you visited the wrong channel. I'm aware of Dermo is, but I just thought to myself, you visited the wrong channel. So I wasn't sure whether he was going live at 4 o'clock at the same time as us, and that's why I put it in the wrong chat.
We've got Daniel E, though, that says, guess what? Not a single senior international cap between any of these players. I think that's a theme we're going to see more of, Daniel, especially with, one, with Postecoglou in charge, and two, oh, hey, yeah, no, you're good, dude. The Bentancur injury's got me, like, straight depressed, bro. But I'm just trying to, I don't know, see the glass as half full as much as possible. But yeah, not a single international cap between these guys. I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme now that we've got Longa. I just was like rednecks the hell out of that. But whatever his name is, Lange, you know that guy, the new data analytics guy that we got to
Langa. Yeah,
Langa. I think that he's going to. I think we're going to see a lot of these types of things where these players that are relative. I don't want to say unknown because everybody knows of them, but players with no international caps, with less minutes for their teams because the underlying numbers will be there. I think it's the way of the future. Do you guys kind of think that? I mean, that's why we brought the dude in, I think, was to help uncover gems. So if we were just going and buying players that had the most international caps or that were the best, it's like, what's the point of bringing in that dude?
But the thing is, if these guys, the only common theme between 2 out of these 3, and I'm not sure on Ben Godfrey, so I don't want to speak out of turn, is that 2 of these guys' contracts finish at the end of the year. Yeah?
True.
Ben Godfrey may have a longer-term contract. I'm not sure because I haven't looked it up. But we definitely know the Fulham boy and the Bournemouth boy are both in the last year of their contract. Right?
Yeah.
Bournemouth, according to media reports and outlets out there, Bournemouth are quite happy to let people run down their contracts and let them go on a free. Now, the way that they're going to, Bobby Kay here is saying, he's put in a comment saying that he thinks that that Kelly is Angie's choice simple. That's what he's saying. I've lost his comment.
Ben Godfrey's contract is up at the end of next season.
Okay, so he's got another season to go. So with the other two, though, their contracts finish at the end of this season. So, but then at the end of the day, people have said that Lloyd Kelly, the way Bournemouth will weigh it up is Bournemouth, if they're going to let him go on a free, right, at the end of the season, what they've got to weigh up is, will Kelly, if they sold Kelly in January, is that going to help their hopes in staying in the Premiership this season? Or is it far easier for him to play, to give them more of a chance to stay up and then let him go for a free in the summer? Because Kelly's told him he's not signing the contract whatever happens. And Adebayo, apparently he's been injured. It's not that he's not in favour. I think he's been injured at Fulham, and that's why he's not played at all this season. And as for Ben Godfrey, I don't know what's happened to Ben Godfrey.
We're also linked with Mark Geehee from Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but Josh, I heard you earlier with your optimism saying, and I agree we need loads of players, Josh. I agree with that. But I cannot see 5 players. I'd say, if I had my magic wand, if we were to bring in 3 players, that would be an achievement if we could do that in January. I can't see Tottenham going out gun-ho and bringing more than 3 players in anyway. Although I know we need. I mean,
we need at least one centre back. 2 is ideal.
Yeah,
at least one.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you, but I just don't think we're going to bring. I think bringing 3 in would be the maximum push that Tottenham will do in January. But who them 3 are, I don't know.
It needs to be at least out of those 3. 1 needs to be a centre back. 1 needs to be a left winger. In my opinion.
Yeah, sorry, Daniel Lee. Right, I see your comment at the bottom here. It's not me, Dan. It's Bournemouth. Bournemouth have been known in the past to let players go on a free at the end of their contracts. So not release them in the January if bids have come in from. They've let them go at the end of the season on frees. They've been noted as doing this in the past. So
is there point there like to hopefully finish higher up in the table and then make that money and earn their money that way?
That's what I'm saying. That seems to be what it might be their ammo.
Sorry, I jumped back in halfway.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I think their ammo is to try and stay in the Premiership. Although in saying that, from what I've seen in the Premiership so far, there are 3 teams that are worse than Bournemouth. From what I've seen so far, in the first 13 games, I don't fear for Bournemouth if they play the football that they play and they believe in Areola because he's a good manager and he's a good tactician. If they believe in him and that, Bournemouth for me will be safe. So.
Brian Maguire has just hit the nail on the head with a player that I'd love to sign because he's already played under Ange Postecoglou at Celtic. Jota.
Oh yeah, well that's a given. I think he's coming. I think that's me and Jose talked about that a bit yesterday. If you had watched the show, Josh,
I was at work.
Okay.
Right, so Jota. So what I was saying yesterday is that he's played Ange ball before. He knows the Ange system, and the thing that I said is that if you're going to do, Tottenham are notorious. Last season in the winter window, we went for Pedro Porro, and we knew from the start of the window that we wanted Porro, and it took us right to the last day of the window to get Porro in. But for Porro, we had to pay money. But with Jota, you don't have to pay money. So we reckon yesterday that with Jota not having to pay money to get him in on loan, we could get him in for the 1st of January. It'd be an easy one. We reckon he's an easy win.
And they might even be willing to sell pretty early as well, considering they can't register him.
And that's what we had talked about. We had talked about that. Do you know a little bit more about that? Because we were talking about how that was the thing. They had played him in like their first 5 matches, but then after that, he was nowhere to be seen.
So they had until I think it was the 5th week of the season to register their playing.
23rd. It was the 23rd of September. 23rd. Their transfer window closed a couple of weeks after ours. Do you remember? Because people were saying that Saudi clubs can still buy.
Yeah. We were trying to flog players off to there just to get them off the books.
And like in the Premiership, in the Premiership, we had until the 1st of September. Although we played some games beforehand, the season already started. You had to announce your squad by the 1st of September, which turned out being the second week of September because we had the international break, didn't we? So pretty much the Saudis have to do the same thing. They had to follow the same process, and he wasn't registered.
Because there wasn't space for him to be declared, he wasn't declared to play in the league, so he can only play in cup competitions. And because he has been very vocal about this, they have basically exiled him from the club entirely, which means he doesn't even get started in cup games, which would mean he would force a move away from Saudi Arabia.
They could be knocked out of both cups, Josh. They're not in no cups anymore.
Well, there you go. There you go. So he's not even going to get game time. He's just sitting there.
So I had made this a while ago. It was Spurs attacking depth, but we can cross Richarlison off there for now. So that's basically our attacking depth right there, minus Richarlison. It would be nice to just slap a big Jota face right on Richarlison right there.
We need to let Brian Hill go to Seville or wherever it is he wants to go. I don't think he's cut out for the Premier League.
You don't think he played a good match against Villa?
I think he had a good 15, 20 minutes and then he fell off.
I guess he got worse after probably 15 or 20, but like fell off completely. I don't think. But for real quick, sorry if I don't do it, I'll forget. I want to say big up to Audio Artisan who says afternoon chaps. If you guys already said big up to him, sorry, but you can never big up somebody enough. I found. Alexander Hilton says steak. Steak to you, my friend. Could be a fire sale at Everton in January. Absolutely. Godfrey could be available for a decent price. I wanted to bring that up at the time too, but then I forgot. With all the trouble there.
Depends how committed they are to the Sean Dyche system.
Yeah, true. I love Sean Dyche, by the way. I think that we've got the Australian Sean Dyche. No. But who would win in a fight? Sean Dyche or Postecoglou?
Oh, Sean Dyche would. He'd headbutt him.
Wait, hold on. I couldn't understand what you said. Who would win?
Sean Dyche would win, 100%. Sean Dyche comes from the rough side of Yorkshire, mate.
I don't know.
And Postecoglou comes from the sunny beach of Australia.
It's true. That's true. It would be. I think it'd be a good scrap. That's all I'm saying. It would be a good scrap. Kubo, Alexander Hilton is asking as a possible January transfer addition. I think that's definitely not a bad shout.
We'll never get him. His price is so high. His stock is high. When he went to Real Madrid, Real Madrid bought him, and a lot of people knew about him. He didn't get played at Real Madrid. He's gone out on loan or whatever to Sociedad, and he's killing it in Sociedad.
Who's that player that plays for like Mallorca or Malorsa or however you pronounce that? They have a
Mallorca.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a player that Postecoglou is heavily linked with.
A Japanese player.
Yeah.
A Japanese player at Mallorca that people were talking about.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Lee Kang-in, I think it is.
Yeah, you're right. That's him.
That Japanese boy there.
That would be cool. And I know that it's like easy pickings for people to just like assume you're like, okay, Asian player, check. I never played at the Premier League, check. Like, oh, let's link them to Spurs. But like, I don't know. I mean, I just
in an ideal world. In an ideal world, there's one additional Asian player I'd bring through the door.
Kim Min Jae.
No. There's one player I would bring in. He's got Premier League experience. He's highly rated in his position. Mitoma from Brighton. 100%.
Mitoma's a beast. Yeah, I don't think we're getting.
Price is going to be like £80 million.
Yeah, we don't have it. I mean, we have that. I hate saying we don't have that because that's not true. We're doing all these. Jose and I talked about it. We're doing all these events, and supposedly that money's all turning into. I mean, unless I don't know. I need to go back and rewatch Shawnee. Big up to Sean, by the way. Spurs Talk Show. He had a show breaking down like the financial dealings, or not dealings, but records of the past year. I just want to see where the money's going. Where's the money, guys? Because
but then you got what's his name, Ali Gold. Every time Ali Gold does a show, he always checks company's house when he does the show as well, just to make sure that 50 million has not been drawn on, because they said that 50 million is carried over from the 150 that wasn't spent. And he keeps saying that every show that he does, so every video that he posts up, he's always checking company's house, and he says, no, it's still not been released. So he was saying that although we keep saying we haven't got money in that, this 50 million is definitely in the accounts and has not been released yet.
Huh. See, I think it's in our best interest for people to think we don't have money to spend, so that when we go shopping, we don't get freaking fleeced by everybody.
The thing is, and I keep saying this, in today's market, £50 million is what you get for a player that is definitely up there in terms of skill, but isn't world class.
Yeah.
You don't get world class players for £50 million in today's market.
I mean, you can kind of if you unearth a gem.
You can't look at Mason Mount and Kai Havertz. You can't.
Fair. I mean, that's small sample size.
I'm only saying that because we bought Madison for 40.
I get it. Now I'm with you.
Those three players moved in the same week, didn't they, to different clubs?
Yeah, that was like a
couple
domino.
went for 50 and only one went for 40. So,
yep, we see who the best player is. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out. Yes,
everyone. I luck at Spurs horrendous, but hey ho. And then says, can we go back to our first 10 games?
Oh, I wish.
Barry, it's gonna get better, bro. It's gonna get better. It'll definitely improve as players come back. As we saw just with some of our fringe players after spending 2 weeks during the international break, learning the methods from the big man himself. It seemed like, and I know Josh will say he didn't play well, but Hill and then Gio all played so much better and looked to have so much more in them. So I think that with more time, I don't know. I think the future. I think we could even. I don't want to say it. I hope Daniel Levy doesn't watch this, but I think that we could. I don't know. A lot of our players that we thought weren't going to make it under the previous coach might do okay under Postecoglou. Do you know
what? I think for now, Gio solidified himself because I think he was the best player on the pitch against Villa, 100%. I don't know why he was bought off.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Can we talk about subs? And the subs that Postecoglou makes, sometimes they kind of throw me for a loop. But I guess it's because he doesn't have that much to draw on. But I didn't think that he was the type to throw in a defensive player.
I think he wanted to hold on to the point. I think he could see our defense was rattled. Aston Villa, they saw a weakness and they exposed it, and they exposed it pretty well. So I think from his logical thinking, if he brought on another defensive player to add to that defense, add to the defensive build that we had currently, that we wouldn't concede a goal. That's the only thing I can think of.
I just say, Unai Emery, go to hell. I hate you. Now I got that out of my system. I'll be civil.
Cash. Wait till we come. Wait till we come to you guys, because I think
he won't play him. He won't play him. I guarantee you that Matty Cash sits that match. Just out of, you know what I mean? I think just out of game management and stuff that they sit him.
Do you know what?
I would.
Matt Cash played and Romero 2-footed him and got sent off. I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah. I mean, Jose, we're probably being a little reactionary, but how mad would you be if that happened? Would you be mad? Retaliation tackles. If Romero completely just cleaned Matty Cash out next time that we play,
it's been known to happen in the past with other players and other teams, so it wouldn't surprise me if it happened. It wouldn't. In all honesty, I reckon that, and this is what I said about the team. I said that the team are going to be galvanised for Rodrigo's injury or for Lolo's injury, and I've said all along that I think that they're going to be. When we score a goal or when we do an action, that we would go celebrate with our fans. I reckon that they'll have shirts or they'll have something underneath. You know, when they pull his tops up to say, "We support you, Lolo," or whatever. Or they'll bring out his top with his number on it and all that. I think that these kind of things will happen, and that we're gonna. He's got a horse in the room with him, isn't he?
Oh, so that's a big cat.
I can see your face.
Yeah, he's one of those. He's a Maine Coon, they're called, and they're just like massive giant weirdos. He wanted to be on TV, but
it looked like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, but I think they're going to support him. I think the players are all going to support him whilst he's out and that, and there'll be plenty of love for him. So I would have thought that in the return match, if Lolo wasn't playing, because I think we played them quite early on, to be honest, because when the reverse fixtures happened, some of the teams were playing towards the end. We're playing right at the front at the start again. But yeah, if Lolo's not playing and somebody else is playing, I think somebody else. It doesn't have to be Romero. I think it's going to be the first person that's nearest to him who's actually going to fucking launch him. To be honest,
I think you're right. I think you're right. Romero there's all those memes and stuff of Romero getting up and eyeing him and just looking. He's got his like tattered like designer jeans on, and he's just like, you could see the look in his eyes. It was frightening a little bit, but also like erotic in a way. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think that he's not going to play just due to fear for his safety. But we move. Daniel is saying Sean Dye should win that fight. You guys are pretty quick to back your own. I think you need to give the Australian a shot. Think about it, mate. I don't know. His hands are like big old, but I know same with Daesh, of course. Jacob from United Spurs of America in the house, probably in dad mode right now, doing dad things. If you don't know, now you know. Jacob, he's a good dude, regardless of the bad boy persona he puts on his show. He's a good guy. He's a softie. Everybody go check out United Spurs of America if you haven't. He's a good man. Yeah, that's the look right there. Exactly. And the hands on the hips. He looks like a mom whose kid just got like pushed on the playground, and she's like, nope, not today.
He's going to do some serious damage to Matt Cash, and then he's going to pull off that Iger Dragunov, that one liner from Rocky 3. If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good impression too. That was nice. And then Brian McGuire saying that it'll even out when our injured players come back, and that Matt, you can't call him Matt. Matt makes him sound too much like a good, cool person. It's Matty, because only some kind of an idiot adult would call themselves Matty. But anyway, rant over. Matty Cash did already twice 2 seasons ago at Villa. Yeah, I knew he got him one time, and the tackles were exactly the same. He definitely knows how to take somebody out. He's as a defender, you do what you got to do sometimes. But it seems like he's really. I said yesterday that he's the Charlie Adam for this season. You know how Charlie Adam just was like would injure one of your players every single time we played Stoke. It seems like Matty Cash is going to be that guy. But then we've got violent players on our team or whatever. So maybe we can't talk about it.
We've got the Argentinian shithouse.
Yeah, I love him. I love him for it. Anyway, Jose makes a very good point here. He says, please hit the like button and subscribe to Jose's personal channel, Eltel Cockerell, and then this channel, Talking Ball. So whichever one you're watching on, just jump over to the other, like, subscribe. Just show your love to both channels if you could. We are currently dual streaming to both. And yeah, I definitely think everybody should do that. Yeah, for the algorithm and all that. We're fighting against that algorithm. Audio Artisan reckons that Daesh fights dirty. He probably bites. Yeah, I feel like Postecoglou would have too many morals. He would be like, no, he's like back in my day when we fought, it was fair and square, mate.
You're having a Tim Barford. Yeah, he's from Greek descent. Don't worry about him. He can handle himself. He's had a ruck or two in his time. You can see it.
Back in my day, we used to fight with fists and shit.
That's pretty good. Alexander Hilton says Twatty Cash, and I love it.
Yes.
I love it. That's probably doing its rounds already. If not, we need to get it going. I really hate the dude, and my cat is back, everyone. But we'll survive.
The horse is back at the starting line.
Yeah, and he's off. His name is .com. I have 2 cats. I've got .com, which is the one you just saw, and then Grizz, which is the all black.
Grizz.com. Love that.
Grizz, yep, good stuff, man.
All I saw was your screen was just full of fur.
Yeah, this cat's fluffy. This cat's fluffy.
No, but you couldn't see your screen. It was just all cats.
Exactly. Yeah, that's him. He's massive. Brian McGuire says, but if Romero did this, we would be lauding him like a god.
Quite possibly.
What do you guys think about that?
I think currently Matty Cash deserves it. He deserves everything that's coming to him.
Do you think that we would be celebrating Romero if he took out
I think if it was this time round, Matt Cash got injured by Romero, then not so much. But I think if he does it in the reverse fixture, then 100%. 100%.
Yeah, Nick, I get what you're saying. It's like a how much bias is in it, how much does
by the way, I apologize if you heard Tash just then. The dog's being a knobhead. So
no, I didn't hear him. Sorry about that though. I love my cat's being a knobhead. He keeps jumping up here. So I get it. Knobheads everywhere, man. But yeah, I don't know. Would we be as upset if say it was that same match, right? Let's go back in time. We're playing Villa. Romero's in the lineup somehow, and Romero tackles somebody on their team and takes out their ankle ligaments or whatever, and they're out, and the tackle looked all sweet, and the player got forced off. Would we be like, fucking nice job, Romero? Like, nice. Get him. I love aggressive.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Cool.
I would be the polar opposite. I'd be like, Romero, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, rein it in, dog.
But I'm sorry, Matty Cash has signed his death warrant.
Yeah, he has. He really has. If it was Romero, he would be given a red. That's a good point. Alexander Hilton makes a good point there, Mr. Steak himself. Yeah, I think players have reputations, and I'm surprised Matty Cash doesn't have one himself. And did it seem to you guys like there were a few times in that match where the ref sort of lost control, where he had given some players yellows, and they had some questionable fouls afterwards? Should have gotten a second yellow, but he was like, I don't want to give the second yellow for, I don't know. That whole thing needs to be reviewed.
It was the inconsistency with the VAR. I just found it slightly ironic how it wasn't working at that time, but then it was working at other times. But when Brian Hill got dirty elbowed in the face in the box and we called for a penalty, VAR again wasn't working.
And they couldn't. And can you not just use the goddamn replay of the footage? Like, we all could watch it. How come VAR couldn't watch it? That's bullshit. Yeah, it's all wonky. It's all crazy. But
what was naughty was yesterday's decision against Newcastle. That was naughty.
I haven't seen. I just saw that Newcastle won in the Saudi Arabia versus Qatar match in the Champions League.
That was naughty.
Saudi Arabia beats Qatar again.
That was
from
naughty.
what I saw.
That was perhaps the most controversial decision, I think, since the handball in the final.
What happened?
Well, the ball come off of his chest and hit his elbow, and it was given as a handball.
Oh, yeah.
But his arm was in a natural position.
Yeah,
it was running back. He hit his chest and then hit his arm after, and they gave it as a penalty. If he hit his arm and then hit his chest, it's a penalty, right? But it's not. It's hit his chest and his arm.
Barry loves the old school phone. The old school phone rings every time a guest comes onto the show. The phone rings. Let me know they're there. It's pretty classy how we've got it set up. But yeah, Dane says anyone who is happy to see any player get injured or a bad injury, then people happy about that have got issues. Simple as.
True.
Freaking agree completely. It's a disgrace. Agree for sure, dude. What about when Romero broke Tinia's collarbone? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Interesting. I broke my collarbone. It sucks. Don't do it.
It was. I think it was the way. If you watch the tackle again, it was the way the tackle was done. Like, if Matt Cash had won the ball, or it was a legitimate ball-winning challenge, then I don't think anyone would have an issue. You know, this is football. This is how it works. But right. if you watch him closely, he isn't watching the ball. It's a really, really late challenge. The intent was there to hurt someone.
Yeah, I agree.
Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent had this conversation on TalkSport. And by the way, let me just say, fuck Darren Bent, right? But anyways, Andy Goldstein said he should be banned for it.
Yeah, retroactively. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Came in from the side, didn't look good at all. But at the end of the day, it's like we gotta move forward. But so this brings me back. When I made the thumbnail for the show and the title, I forgot that Sarr was injured. To be completely honest, I thought that Bentancur just took his spot back, but Sarr is injured. So I have a banner here, Sarr to step up. We don't know how bad he's injured, do we? We have no idea. From what I can tell.
Come out and said they were going to monitor him for a week.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully he's back up
50-50.
because
We haven't actually got a reason, have we?
no, we need him back. We need him back bad. I think if in order to continue playing the ball we play, we've got to not have. I mean, Pierre's fine in a pinch. In a pinch, you put that guy in. It's whatever. You know what I mean? But you definitely don't want him starting. You definitely don't want him playing any more than to close out a match, and I don't even like that. Yeah,
his levels. When he came on in the first half, his levels dropped. The level dropped when he came on for Lolo in the first half. But I think a rocket was put up his arse for the second half because I thought that his showing in the second half was better than what he did in the last 15, 20 minutes.
he plays a lot of these nice little chipped balls into space, like towards the opponent's box that are nice. These little chip passes. I mean, like he seems to definitely like honed and tried to open up his passing range and ability a bit because he saw that was what was needed. I think he's been working on that probably on the training pitch. But yeah, I mean,
it's a difficult one because he's not an idiot. He's a clever player, and he is a clever player. He's been well schooled because he was at Bayern school,
right? Pep Guardiola,
so he's schooled at Bayern. He plays really well for Denmark when he's used in the midfield, and in the World Cup he was quite far up. He was playing high up in the top of a diamond. He's played these positions before, and he plays quick ball when he's playing for Denmark. Yet when he was playing Conte, Mourinho, and Nuno ball, he's playing totally different to what he plays for his country.
Scared. It looked like scared, like too thoughtful. Thinking.
And then when he played against Wolves, we saw the player that played under Conte. I felt when he came on and when he played, but then against Villa, I think he was caught between two schools of thoughts. Do I play the same way I've done for the last 4 years, or am I going to play the way that Postecoglou's telling me, which is an in-between both for Denmark?
Right.
So Postecoglou's way is not the Denmark way, and neither is the defensive Conte way. But somewhere in between is what he does for Denmark. So I just felt that he's been caught in the middle, and the thing is he shouldn't be because he's a clever player. So he should know what he's been asked to do, and he should just go and do it.
Clever player, but I think he needs to leave Spurs, mate.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing, Josh, but I'm just saying he seems to be caught. Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying he's a clever man, he's a clever footballer, and I'm finding it difficult why he's getting caught because he should know what he needs to do. So
I kind of think of him a lot as like Jordan Henderson, but for Spurs. Does that comparison make sense to you guys? Do you see that at all? He's got a very Henderson.
Henderson, when he played for Liverpool, Henderson put a lot more on the line with Liverpool than what he seems to put on the line with us.
But you know what I mean. I'm mostly holding, or at least at least not a 10, but can push up there in a pinch. Is fairly versatile, but not super great in any one position. I don't know. That's just how I'm seeing him. But then again, Henderson might be well more better thought of than I'm thinking of maybe. But Henderson was more of a leader. Daniel, he says, which is I could see it.
My bugbear with Højbjerg, and I've said it since I think the beginning of last season, maybe even before that, and I've constantly had back and forths with Ellie about this as well. I do not think Højbjerg is good enough to play for Spurs. Right? He has a period of 1 or 2 games where he plays really, really well, and then he has 5 or 6 games where he's absent. But there's no consistency there at all.
Yeah.
The fact that Postecoglou's dropped him, I think it speaks volumes. Honestly, like we've got Basuma. He's starting second behind. He's starting third behind Sarr as well. I think it speaks volumes. I don't think Højbjerg is good enough for this club.
Yeah, but we're stuck with him for at least the rest of the season, and I think he'll get utilized. I do.
Unless he goes to Atletico in January.
He could. Hopefully, they got some money to spend.
We're watching Atletico last night in the Champions League. They don't need Højbjerg, to be honest.
Yeah. So, but guys, assuming Sarr isn't horribly injured, he definitely needs to step up whenever he comes back. I think he'll know this. I hope the sort of guaranteed starting position that he now has doesn't make him lose any of his edge, where he was fighting to show that he was better than Bentancur, because now Bentancur is just out again. But anyway, I don't think that'll happen. Sarr seems to have a really good head on his shoulders. I think that he'll do a great job. Somebody Josh had asked to see the predictions from last week. And before I forget, and before everything, I want to get those back up. Anybody who's watching that did not get to see their prediction scores, the new table. Here are the scores, first of all. The orange squares meaning you got the result correct, but not the score. That's 1 point. The green squares meaning you got the result and the score correct, 3 points.
I haven't changed Alex Hilton's yet because Alex Hilton's second result and the 0-3 was wrong. It was 1-2, so that should be orange rather than green.
Alex will fix that. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, so
actually,
it's got to be orange rather than green.
Yeah,
you can change it to orange if you want now on your one.
Oh, I can. Yeah, I forgot.
I was going to say you could change it to orange if you want. So Josh, you got 4 correct predictions and 1 correct score.
Nice work, bro. You're up to
so that scores you 1, 2, 3, 4. I scored you 7 points this week.
Would you like to see where that puts you in the table, my man?
I'm probably not much higher than what I am now currently, but yeah, we'll go for it.
We've got 17.
I mean, I'll take it. It's a start.
You gotta start somewhere. You're climbing.
The only reason why I'm top is because Chris Peters didn't play. Because Chris Peters was in the lead. Chris Peters hasn't moved because he didn't play last week at all.
Think about that. 1 week off, and he only is down by 2.
I moved. Chris Meta Football moved. Ellie's moved. Totspurs moved. Bobby K moved. Dry Roasted Peanut, Kate, Colin, Wayne Bonner, Julius, Lee Smithy, Josh.
Adrian, oh, yeah, Josh. My mom's 1 point ahead of you, bro. Watch out.
Josh, Adrian, Alex, and what's the point? And Brian Daigle. They're the ones that have moved in the table. Everyone else hasn't moved because they didn't play.
That'll do it.
Someone like Nita R didn't play either. She's 11. She didn't play. And she messaged and left the message to say that she missed it, but she's going to be back this week.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah, points. You can close the gaps up on people quite comfortably. And it's really early in the season as well. So the points can be caught up by anybody. But the person who had a good week was, I think, Chris. To go back to the results again, Chris Meta had 2 correct predictions and 2 correct scores. Kate had 2 correct predictions and 1 score.
That guy Colin got a correct prediction and a correct score. Get? What a good job, Colin.
Bobby ended up with 1 correct prediction and 1, 2, 3 scores.
Nice.
Top Spurs didn't get 1 correct prediction, but got 5 scores.
Wow. What about that Colin guy? Look at him. 1 and 1.
Colin got 1 and 1. Yeah, 1 and 1.
Nice job.
I got 4 points last week because I had 4 corrects, but no prediction. So
yeah. See,
Chris Meta this week got the most amount of points. He's 6.
He got
8 points.
Yeah, he got 8 points. Yeah, he got 8 points, Chris.
He's kind of a football savant. He just understands.
Although, to be fair, I'm just counting. I predicted the most amount of correct results. Am I wrong? No, because Wayne Bonner did as well. I got 1 correct score.
Yeah.
True. All right. So everybody, that is that. One thing I wanted to say, you don't think I have Matty Cash on the brain. You don't think that Brennan Johnson is mustard? I think Brennan Johnson. I think he's the real deal
right now. I don't think he cuts the mustard right now.
I don't know if I still have the images saved.
Who's that?
He doesn't think Brennan. I think Brennan Johnson is very similar to a Sonny when Sonny was at Leverkusen. I think he's about to explode. I just have their stats. This is Brennan Johnson's stats. 22, 23, played 38 matches, 8 goals, 3 assists. When Sonny 2014-15 when he was at Leverkusen. Very similar output.
One of those games that we have for this year, we can't count because he come off after 20 minutes.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay, but I guess what I'm saying is I just think that with Sonny, he's lost his ability. We talked about this a little bit. I did see him take a player on at least once during the Villa match, but it seems like he does a lot less. He does a lot less taking on of players than he used to. Whereas Brennan Johnson, that's all he wants to do. And I think Brennan Johnson was brought in to be the new Sonny. And I think
you're not going to find another player like Son.
I don't know, man. BJ's got something special about him for sure, though.
I'm not
He's not
disagreeing.
2-footed. Son's 2-footed. Son.
That's true. No weak foot.
Yeah, if you watch Son, the documentary of Son and his father was the one that coached him very early on, and his father made him kick with both feet. And you could see him in a garden from a young age. He was using both feet all the time. He practiced on his left, then he's practiced on his right. He has to do the same drills, both with left and right feet. And he's taken that into his professional game. And when he played for, is it Leverkusen? He played for before coming to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Cool. The goals that he was scoring for Leverkusen, and they were both one left, one right, one left, one right. And he's carried it on. But Johnson ain't got that in his locker. Johnson's definitely predominantly right-footed. And like a lot of people in England, they get paid a handsome penny for their wages, and they can only play with 1 foot.
And sort of stagnate too on like what they need to learn. If you can, yeah, I mean, and that's something that maybe can be coached into. I know he's old, older now than Sonny was when he was learning the trade, obviously. But I don't know. Just think that they definitely have similarities in their style of play and what they bring to the team, and the space that they occupy.
Do you think? Right, I'll ask you. But do you think he's playing with an injury, Johnson?
I just don't think he's playing very well.
To me, he seems to just hold back that bit. I saw him tearing it for Forest, right? And he would he would run at full pelt and all that. And for me, it just seems to be that bit short of running at full pelt. So I'm not sure whether it's in his mind, whether it's going to a new big club and stuff like that, or whether he's got something that's just holding him back from letting that elastic band just go boom and just firing off. I'm not too sure.
It's a good question. He did seem to unlock it or unleash it a few times versus Villa. I remember there was a time where he tried to do that little move where you just poke the ball around the player one side and you run around on the other side, and the defender grabbed him and wasn't going to let him through, and he fought back, kind of got loose, and then really turned on the afterburners and got to the ball. I mean, I've seen him do it a few times, but you might be right. I've wondered if Sonny's playing with an injury again this season at times. But I doubt it, especially after he played. Didn't he play most of last season with an injury? Just him having another long-term injury after that would be kind of not hard to believe, but I
think Sonny's been a naughty boy and plays with crabs.
I think he's playing with an injury against Villa because he got quite harshly tackled in the international break.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? See, I didn't notice. I didn't see that. I don't watch enough of the international break. And Josh, why did you make your kid cry? Why are you so mean?
I'm not. She's currently coming over to me. She's got her top hanging off, so that's why I'm using my mic so I can change it really quick.
I'm just giving you trouble, my friend. Sonny was already smashing it at Hamburg, scoring hat tricks away at Dortmund when he was 19. Never will be on Sonny's level. Sorry, mate. Hey, no, that's fair. That's fair. But I do think that he's going to be really good, and I think he'll be a player to watch for. So do you think that Raheem Sterling is anywhere near Sonny's level? Anywhere near is like a wide. That's a very hard to quantify.
Totally two different players for me, but on finishing alone, Sonny beats him hands down. Finishing.
Yeah. I just think that there's like a level of players. There's like, I guess basically there's world class, and then there's like right underneath world class. And I think
Raheem Sterling's not world class either.
No, but him and Sonny both hang out in that right underneath world class.
Yeah, they do.
For me.
But with Sonny's now not the take-on merchant that he used to be.
Right.
Raheem is a take-on merchant. Raheem is there to try and dribble past you and take a player on. Sonny doesn't do that anymore. Sonny's lost that. That part of his game is now gone. But Sonny's game is left foot, right foot, outside the box, inside the box, potent, absolutely potent.
He's molded so much of his game from Ronaldo, and I think that even this happened to Ronaldo. Ronaldo hit a point in his career where he could no longer run past people and take people on. What did he do? No,
Ronaldo still as fit as a fiddle. Ronaldo could still take people on, but decided to go more central where he could then do the finishing. Ronaldo could still take people on. He just transformed his game. I think with Sonny's had it. Sonny's lost that. And therefore, did Sonny look effective for us in the first 3 games of the season? Was it 3 games that he played out on the left before they?
I've just seen Ronaldo look hella ineffective at times too. I don't know. I mean, no is to answer your question specifically.
Okay,
no,
but Sonny looked a different player when he went into the middle, didn't he?
Yeah,
and has.
But he was only playing. He was only playing on the left because we played Richarlison up front.
That's correct. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he looked ineffective when we played him there. But since he's been put into the middle, he looks really effective.
He's been played through the middle quite a lot, though. I think even since like Mourinho, I think he's been played through the middle quite a lot. Let's not forget that one season with that partnership between Harry Kane and Son, they were both playing through the middle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that he has had to. I guess the argument here, and it's not an argument, is has he had to change his game because he's gotten older? Is it by choice or is it by nature just making it happen? You know, I guess that's
I think the choice was made for him. Like we've developed him more as a central attacking midfielder / centre forward rather than a left winger.
Yeah,
I think he's been more developed in that position as opposed to left. Like you think about when we brought him in, how old was he when we brought him in? 24.
Yep, that's exactly.
No, younger. He was younger than that.
2018 we brought him in. He's what, 31 now?
We brought him in before 2018.
I'm sure it was 2018. Let me have a look.
Nah, we brought him in before that.
I'm soon Google.
Definitely brought him in before that.
2015, and he was
well before that. Yeah, I was going to say well before 2018 he came in.
Right, so say 2016, 2017 was when he started to get started.
Yeah,
that's when we started playing him, and he was naturally playing down the left. 2018 and 2019, we slowly started to see him more into the midfield, like the central attacking midfield. 2019, 2020, the COVID season, that's when we was bombing it down the middle. So yeah, I think naturally he's been more developed as a central attacking player rather than on the left.
Yeah, just curious. I don't know. I just think Johnson's going to really step up and be huge. The fact that Postecoglou specifically supposedly fought so hard for his signature means a lot to me. And
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I think he's going to tear it up.
I can't hide from it. People can say whatever they want, but I said 18 months ago we should have sold him for Liverpool. To Liverpool for 70 million.
Oh, you're talking about Son. My bad. I'm talking Johnson.
I was saying Son. We should have sold him 18 months ago, and we should have bought in with a 70 million. I was clamouring for Kudos and a guy to come in because we could have bought him for 70 million quite comfortably, both of them.
Yeah.
But we didn't do it. Kane's the one that's now gone. And I'm sorry to say, but Son is not going to be too far in game as well. Either going or dropping down the pecking order where he becomes a squad player rather than an instant starter.
That's what I see happening.
That's going to happen if Postecoglou sees out his tenure, his first tenure of 4 years. It will happen within Postecoglou's lifetime at Tottenham.
That'll be an awkward conversation to have.
I think Son would retire at Spurs, though, to be fair.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. Well, so you guys, that's my Johnson rant. I think that he's going to have a big role to play in the team second half of the season, and then from then on, I think he'll be a starter. I think he'll be really important to the way that we're trying to play. Real quick, Josh, we're talking about January needs. There's been a lot of talk, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Do you think that we have any chance of getting in the gambling guy? Why is his name escaping me?
Ivan Toney.
Yeah, Mr. I can't stop gambling.
We were talking Ivan Toney or Santiago Jimenez. Who would you prefer?
Well, realistically, we're never ever going to sign Ivan Toney because Brentford have put £100 million price tag on him.
No one's going to pay that.
So, yeah, but that's exactly the point. That although his stats might not prove to be that of £100 million player, to Brentford, he's worth £100 million.
They can have 75. That's all.
It's a deterrent. It's a deterrent to stop people going in for him to try and pry him away from Brentford. That's why the price tag's so high. But Jimenez all day long.
The rent is too damn high. I don't know if you're familiar with that meme, but no, I would never go anywhere near him for that price. But and I don't think anybody would. But you don't think Brentford would be tempted with the $75 million or £1 million bid?
No, not at all.
Dang. Jose, from yesterday, I don't think you thought it was too possible either. Alexander Mitrovic is still out there, guys. We can still grab him. I'm just kidding, but it's a player I used to want really bad at Spurs. And
Mitro's to be too slow.
I used to want him really bad, and I used to want he was at Aston Villa at the time. What Ings? I wanted Danny Ings really bad too. When there was
I wanted Ings when he was at Villa, but
when there was talk of Kane leaving, I was like, cool, get rid of him, get us Ings and get us Mitrovic and rotate. We'll be fine. But
Danny Ings was at Burnley, am I correct?
Yeah, you're right.
When he played for Burnley, he played off when he started off in the Premier. I think it was Burnley he played for.
Ended up here. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so when he played for Burnley, I would have took him, but then he went to Liverpool and flopped.
Yeah, but then for Villa, he showed that he's potent again, and he was good, and he plays for freaking West Ham now, which makes him
26 appearances, 2 goals as a striker. He's lost it, mate.
Yeah, he would have been good. He would have been good for us. I think we could have made it work. We got some comments, I think, since I've last looked in here. Johnson has been carrying a knock, and then also says we won't go for Tony. I haven't heard about him carrying a knock, but if him too, then it's literally everybody's crocked on the entire squad. Everybody is
that way, doesn't it?
It really does. It really and truly does.
Another attacker that we're in for. I've just got an article here. It's on the Boy Hotspurs report with this.
Oh God, why do you follow that guy? No wait,
it comes up on the Spurs news that I get.
Okay,
Spurs news alerts. Tottenham are interested in signing the Juventus winger Samuel Illing Jr.
Oh, we knew about that weeks ago. That came out about 2 weeks ago. That we're bothering Samuel.
And then can I just say, and this is only on behalf of myself, fuck the Boy Hotspur. I hate that dude. Anyways, I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for any of these other guys here.
As a person, he's a dickhead, but he can be quite knowledgeable. So
and I haven't got a clue who he is. So there we go.
Yeah. See, no worries. But guys, we have ranted for a good while. Are there any topics that we haven't hit that need hit for today? I haven't seen a whole lot coming through the news. The rumor mill has been fairly quiet. We know what types of players we need to go in for, and I think if we can see it, as armchair analysts, if you can even call us that, I think the team has to be able to see it too. I mean, if we don't bring some defenders in January, I think that people are going to want Levy's head on a silver platter.
Well, all I've got to say is the only news that I've got, and it's not Tottenham related, is yesterday's news that came out to say that that Man United have earmarked and have started negotiations already. And bear in mind that the transfer window starts on the 1st of January to sign Tino Werner.
Okay, that's weird.
I'm like, going by what they've done so far this season in their signings that have not been great, why would they be looking at Tino Werner? But that was coming out yesterday.
Cool.
Reports.
So I'm all for them spending money and being dumb.
But what it goes to show is that, like any other club, you can have these negotiations, whether it be with their agents or whatever. You can speak to them and negotiate with them at any time of the year. It doesn't have to be when the window opens. You can line these people up, line players up, and do all the groundwork well before the windows open up. And all you do is rubber stamp it when the window opens up.
Exactly. That way you're not running around with your hands and like, I can't sign them in time. The fax machine's broken.
Yeah. And what I'd like to think is that Tottenham, the people that we have in the background now, your Paraticis, your Langs, your Mackenzies, and everyone else that's involved, I'm hoping that they have got the forthright to have started some of this stuff off already, and that they do appreciate that we are in a hole with players' injuries and stuff like that. We do need reinforcements, and that we do start signing players early in the window, not to mess the manager around. Just get them in early, let them bed in, because although we've got injuries, chaps, what I'd like to say is I would love to say to you that I think Mickey van der Ven and James Maddison and Manor Solomon and even Ryan Sessegnon, I'd love to say to you guys, they're going to be fit, ready, and rock and roll on the 1st of January. However, I fear that this is not going to happen.
No.
I think that even Maddison and Van der Ven, I think that we're looking, luckily, if we're lucky, I reckon we're looking to middle to late January, just if we're lucky on them two alone.
Yeah.
So therefore,
Van der Ven's injury looks bad.
We're going to be without players for a long time. And with AFCON and the Asia Cup going on as well, like I think Josh said earlier, we could be up to 13 players down.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of players to be down if your squad's 25. Because
100%.
you're going to be filling that bench up with a hell of a lot of youngsters. And I'm talking a hell of a lot of youngsters. So
people may finally get what they want with
well, like I said
that,
yesterday, Josh, I don't know if you just saw the show yesterday, but I turned around and said, what position are we in?
Yeah, exactly.
Place. Okay, so we're in 5th place. Daniel, as a light 5th, Daniel wants the first 4. And if he sees that we're now in 5th, if we were to lose against City as well, then that means we're still going to be 5th, if not lower. Daniel I think, will think, oh, fuck this, we need to get top 4, and we'll get his checkbook out. A bit like he did, although we got loans, a bit like we did for Bentancur and Kulu, because we were nowhere near the top 4. We made them changes in the winter window, and then we ended up in top 4, didn't we?
Yeah, good point. Good point. And we all know that we need the reinforcements. So if this is what it takes to get them for us, I guess I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's issues, but things are looking up. Things are looking good. Whatever anybody tells you, Postacoglu's good enough. The games at the beginning of the season weren't a fluke. He'll come back. He'll show everybody. He'll prove the doubters wrong. I think it's about time. I think it's about time to wrap up, guys.
Yeah, there is something that I'd like to mention. I don't think it's been spoken about on the stream.
Yeah.
It's quite a sad one. 4 days ago, we lost the Spurs legend. We lost the Spurs icon.
Yes, sir.
This guy basically helped save Spurs from Irving Scholar and the downfall of Irving Scholar when he went into business with Alan Sugar. He won us an FA Cup in 1991.
Yeah, I was born.
And unfortunately, at the age of 80 years old, Terry Venables passed away on the 25th of November. And from myself, from everyone at Talking Ball, we send our condolences to the Venables family. And, Jose's name is a tribute to Terry Venables, El Tel, as he was known at White Hart Lane for many, many years. So, again, from us at Talking Ball, from myself, from Colin, from Jose, we send our condolences to the Venables family. Rest in peace, Terry Venables.
Rest in peace, for sure. Yeah, we unfortunately it happened right before that match.
Yeah, we covered it on Colony Spurs on the Sunday when it happened, didn't we?
Yeah, Josh, that's a channel you got to subscribe to, by the way. I'll send you the link.
And then we it's good that he's done it again, but we did cover it yesterday on the channel as well. So, yeah, we are covering because it is important. Venables was an important part of the history at Tottenham. And what I said yesterday is if he had been given more time, both as a Tottenham manager and or as an England manager, England would have been in a far better place, and so would Tottenham been in a far better place in the following years had we had him in our stewardship for longer. So
yep. Boom. And then we've got, let me see if I can make that full screen here. But yeah. Oops, there's so many banners in the way. Yeah, very, very, very nice photo. Very nice there. Thanks, Josh, for that. Everybody, keep his family and friends in your thoughts, and let's not forget all he has done to help our great club. Rest in peace, sir. And yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for today. I think we're gonna try to go back, just in case anybody's nosy and wants to know. It's looking like the 15th of December is the day that I'm closing on my house, and then
It's a Friday.
I know, and then I'm so excited. So, and then I get ownership like directly after that, and so I was like, I'm sleeping there that night, even if it's a sleeping bag on the floor, like I'm staying on my new place. So everything around here is going to change. But I feel like since all that's pretty much done, we can start going back to doing streams more often. Please, if you haven't, like both channels, Eltel Cockerel, Jose's channel, Jose's personal channel, and then Talking Ball, the kind of shared out, the bringing together of all the channels, the super channel.
It's also my last day of work, the 15th. I break up on the 15th of Friday.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm off for 3 weeks. So there'll be no excuse for me not to be able to mess around on these streams.
So you're flying over, and you're going to help me move. It sounds like, since you have the time.
I'll still be working.
I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up from the airport, and you can stay with me at my new place. This will be a good vacation. Talking Ball meetup in America. No, that needs to happen. We've got yes. Paolo 125. By the way, big up Pialio. What an awesome name. But big up. And yeah, RIP Eltel for sure. And again, I just want to throw your comments up. We won't go for Tony. You're probably right, but I mean, the Chelsea goons seem to think that we're in form, so that's something. And then Johnson has been carrying a knock. Wouldn't be surprised. That's Jose said. Well, everybody, I just wanted to put this up here. Thanks to everyone for watching. The show is nothing without you guys. This is a show where a lot of what we talk about is based on what you guys are talking about with us. So, this show is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Everybody, we'll be back probably tomorrow, same time, same place, but be sure you've hit the like and subscribe on both channels. Hit that notification bell so you're notified. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Anybody have any last words?
In hands we trust. Come on, you Spurs.
Boom. And I'll play everybody out with the song of the player that we're missing desperately. We'll play out with it. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.